Welcome back to SmartSpeak English. Today we're diving deep into something, well, kind of fascinating. It's those grammar habits, the surprising ones, that even really fluent English speakers can unconsciously fall into. You might think you've got English pretty much nailed right, but some subtle errors, they can genuinely trip us up. And sometimes, frankly, they change what we're trying to say. Our mission for this deep dive is, to unearth these hidden traps. We want to offer you some powerful insights to really master your communication, make it precise, confident.
Yeah, and what's truly compelling here is understanding the subtle power good grammar holds. It's not just about getting your message across clearly, but it's also about how your message is received.
Ah, right, the reception.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're talking about avoiding those little hiccups, the ones that can subtly undermine your credibility, maybe without you even realizing it. So we'll delve into areas like tricky subject-verb agreement.
Oh, yeah.
Common tense missteps, the surprisingly impactful world of prepositions, and, even some advanced punctuation stuff.
Okay, let's unpack this. The first big one, subject-verb agreement. It sounds so basic, like incredibly basic. But here's where it gets really interesting. Even native speakers stumble on cases that go way beyond just, the dog barks.
Exactly. It's not just about the simple singular or plural, is it?
Yeah.
What often tricks people up are things like, say, collective nouns. Is it the data is vast or the data are vast, that kind of thing.
Right, I hear that one a lot.
Or maybe more subtly, in inverted sentences, there are many challenges, which is fine, but then maybe there is a challenge. The error often comes from proximity, where the verb kind of mistakenly agrees with whatever noun is closest.
To the actual subject.
Exactly, not the true subject. Getting these right, it's key to sounding precise. It's not just about being technically correct, it's about clarity.
Okay, building on that idea, consistency. Let's talk tenses. This is an area where time itself can get a bit messy in our sentences.
Oh, absolutely. Tense trouble.
So what are some common ways, even native speakers, sort of inadvertently derail the timeline? And why does it matter so much? It's not just a fussy grammar rule, is it?
No, not at all. It's really all about flow and, honestly, trust. Imagine recounting maybe a crucial business meeting. You start with, "we discussed," then maybe jump to, "we decide," and then back to, "we had agreed."
Right, gets confusing fast.
It really does. Your listener's brain has to constantly reorient itself, and that leads to genuine confusion.
Right.
It's not just annoying, it can actually undermine your credibility. A really common slip is mixing simple past with present perfect without a clear reason. That subtly shifts whether an action is totally finished or maybe still relevant now.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. The trick is to sort of mentally draw a timeline for your narrative, your story, whatever you're saying, and just make sure your tenses actually reflect that progression. Keep it logical.
Okay, logical flow. Got it. Now let's talk about those tiny but mighty words, prepositions.
Yes. Little words, big headaches sometimes.
They really dictate meaning and context, but they can be surprisingly slippery. So what does this all mean for us? Why focus on them?
Well, think about prepositions like in, on, at, with. They are small, sure, but crucial for precision. We've probably all heard someone say, maybe I'm good in English, instead of the more standard, I'm good at English.
Yeah, happens all the time.
And look, it's understandable, but it just sounds a little less native, maybe. But it goes deeper than that. Think about the subtle difference between, say, I agree to your proposal,
Okay.
versus I agree with your assessment,
Right.
versus we agreed on a course of action.
Completely different relationships there.
Totally. Each tiny word dictates a different connection. Mastering these ensures your message isn't just, vaguely understood, but understood precisely how you intend it.
Precision. Okay. So moving beyond those basics, sometimes we can kind of gloss over what seem like small details, things like articles a and par and punctuation.
The small stuff.
Yeah, the small stuff. How do seemingly minor mistakes here really impact our communication? Especially, say, in professional settings or critical contexts.
Oh, this is where things can get truly impactful, seriously. A misplaced comma, for instance, can quite literally change the meaning of a sentence, sometimes with really serious consequences.
You mean like the classic let's eat grandma versus let's eat grandma?
Exactly that. Or think about a professional email.
Yeah.
The difference between asking someone to please send a report,
Meaning any old report.
right, any report will do, versus asking for please send the report.
The specific one we talked about.
Precisely, that specific one we both know about. These small marks, these tiny words, they provide crucial context. They dictate the clarity or the ambiguity of your entire message. And, in things like legal documents or important contracts, these nuances, they can be the difference between success and, well, disaster.
Wow. Okay, so it really does matter.
It really does. So what does all this mean for you, the listener, the learner? Mastering these elements of English grammar, it isn't just about following rules in a textbook. It's really about empowering your communication.
Making it clearer.
More persuasive.
More impactful, yeah.
Exactly.
And I guess it comes down to that simple truth. Practice, or maybe just consistent attention to detail. It yields significant results. The key takeaway here, I think, is to try and apply what you've learned today. Apply it in your everyday writing and speaking. Maybe just pick one area, like collective nouns maybe, or those tricky prepositions we talked about.
Focus on one thing.
Yeah, and consciously focus on it this week. Small, consistent efforts, they really will lead to big improvements in how you express yourself.
That actually raises an interesting thought for you to ponder, something to take away. How might improving just one of these grammar areas, maybe prepositions, maybe tense consistency, how might that immediately enhance your daily conversations? Or your written messages? Could it prevent a misunderstanding? Or maybe just help you feel a bit more confident when you speak or write? Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. And before you go, if you found this deep dive helpful, please do remember to like, share, and subscribe to SmartSpeak English. It genuinely helps us bring you more valuable insights like this. Thanks for tuning in.